I know some people are going to disagree with me. This got something to do with the Lions, but um, I believe we should be in the talks of trading DeAndre Levy. I think we should trade DeAndre Levy. I don't know if he had no trade clause or not, but if he does had, I mean, if he doesn't have no trade clause, we should, you know, we should basically trade the guy. Let me tell you why. Nah, you say, nah, I'm going to say that we got one of the worst linebacker cores in the NFL. Now, we got one of the best front fours in the NFL, but we got one of the worst linebacker cores in the NFL. And as far as our secondary, we got an average secondary. It's at least a little above average, a little bit, but our linebacker core is terrible. This been a problem for us for the past for a long time now, and it's probably the most untalked about weakness on our team. Everybody always want to talk about, well, the offensive line. Oh, the secondary ain't that good, which I think is bullshit because our secondary is solid, but I think our linebacker core it it fuck everything up. Basically, our linebacker core is terrible. It drives me fucking nuts that how bad this linebacker core is. It drives me nuts. Now you say if you trade DeAndre Levy, your linebacker core is going to get even worse. Contrary, my friend. Now DeAndre Levy, he's been injured for the past year and a half, basically. This dude, he got a hip injury in the preseason last year, and he played only 15 snaps last year, 15 plays, same thing against the Denver Broncos, and he was out for the whole year. We know that he had hip surgery, came back, and now he's back injured again on the non-football injury list. Like, what the fuck? And I don't know what the injury is. It could be lingering problems with the hip surgery. It could be anything else, an ankle injury or whatever. But I remember seeing at training camp, this dude had no pads on at all. He was just sitting on the sideline. Now I like DeAndre Levy. He's one of my favorite players on this team, but it's a problem to me. Yeah, it just drives me crazy, man. For real. I cannot stand it. I know DeAndre Levy, he, like I said, he's been injured and all. It's one of the reasons why I want to trade him. Number two, the reason why I want to trade him, the second reason why, is because he still has some type of value to him. He still has some type of trade value to him. I wonder, does he have the no trade clause? If we don't have the no trade clause towards him, we're fucked. We just gonna have to deal with it. But if he doesn't, trade him, Bob Quinn. Trade the guy. He still has some value. I know people gonna be like, well, your linebacker core gonna get worse. Like I said, contrary. Now, we could get more draft pick currency if we can get DeAndre Levy off the roster and trade him away. Get more draft picks, get a second rounder or a third round, like a second rounder and the fifth rounder or something like that. Or fourth rounder, something like that. But get some valuable picks while he still got some kind of value to him. While he's still good, while he's still somewhat in his prime. And it's the right time to do it like right now. And he's 29 years old. I mean 29, really not old, but it's still I would still make the move for the reason that I just said. He still has some type of trade value. It would be a good idea to me. And I also question his love for the game too. I don't hate DeAndre Levy whatsoever, but I think it's time to move on from him. We should get some draft pick currency, or we should get a draft pick and a player, somewhat equal up to his talent level. But that's just my opinion. I know he's a tackling machine, but we should get more draft picks so we can pick up a guy in the draft and develop the guy because he can be younger. And this, by the way, this draft class coming up is going to be deep at three positions: the edge rusher, the running back position, and linebacker position is going to be deep in this upcoming draft. So I would this is what I would do. I would trade DeAndre Levy for a pick, man. I'm telling you, man. People gonna hate me. People gonna disagree with me, but I think we should just do it, man. If we really want to build our defense to become elite, we gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do something we might not want to do, but it might not make sense right now. But in the long term, it's gonna make sense because look, we got one of the worst, and I mean one of the worst linebacking cores in the entire NFL. Period. What you got? Kyle Van Noy. We're not even sure if he gonna start. I'm not 100% confident in him anyway, in his ability. Another Martin Mayhew failed experiment. Just like Ryan Broyles and Javid Best and so on, and Lakel Mashore and so on and so forth. But drafting Kyle Van Noy, we thought he was going to be pretty good. We was wrong. And people talking about he looked good in OTAs and training. I mean, looked good in OTAs and minicamp and all this bullshit. Okay. I still don't have confidence in him starting. I don't see him starting, to be honest with you. And I don't see him taking nobody's starting position. This year is going to mean a lot for him. If he don't get the starting position by now, he's not going to get a starting position by the Lions. And Bob Quinn will cut his ass because he has no ties to him because he did not draft the guy. So, I don't have no faith in him at all. John Bostic, what the fuck is a John Bostic? Okay, he ain't gonna do shit for you. He's just another rotational linebacker. That's a third string on most teams. A special teamer. That's all he is to me. Then you got Josh Bonds. He plays special teams too, but he's not that good of a linebacker. He's not that athletic. There is no strength. There is no strength on the linebacker court besides Levy for real. Yeah, but Levy can't stay healthy, so I want to trade him. So, and I can't trust him. And the older he gets, the higher chances of him getting more injured. So, like I said before, this is another reason why I want the Lions to trade DeAndre Levy. We can get more picks. We can actually draft some linebackers early. Build up that linebacking core early. And we good and go, man. Shoot. You know how we had a weak linebacker core? In 2014, remember when we went 11-5? And then somehow, but we could have honestly, that year won, we could have went 13-3. Real talk. We could have went 13-3 that year. But the reason why we didn't, our linebacker core was not complete. It was a little better than it is now, but it just wasn't that. It wasn't the strong point of our defense. But who knows, man? I just hate our linebacker core. I hate it with a passion. It drives me fucking nuts, and that's why the Lions gonna probably have a mediocre defense. They're gonna be a 12th ranked defense or some shit, 14th ranked defense or something. And they played a big part of the reason why we gave up so many points last season too, because the run defense wasn't that good last season because of the linebacking core. Linebacker's supposed to be the one to stop the run besides the defensive lineman. If the defensive line don't stop the run, the linebacker's supposed to stop it. And that was a big weakness on our defense, man. That's why our teams used to run all over the Lions. And then they used to pass the ball all up the middle on us because our linebacker core is trash. Josh Bonds, he's a rotational player being a starter on a team that got no linebackers. If he was on any other team, he won't be a starter. Same goes for Whitehead. Realistically, I love Whitehead, but he's not a starter right now until he proved me otherwise, for real. And, this Bob Quinn, he has to bolster up that defense. If we really seriously considering making a run and a Super Bowl run, any type of run like that, we have to get that defense better. Period. I know. Besides the offensive line and all that, that deep, in particular, the linebacker core has to get better. Period. Period, man. That linebacker core is so bad. It's so bad. I don't know if our secondary ain't the greatest in the world, but they had his shoulders better than the linebacking core. For damn sure. We got one of the top 10 corners in the NFL. You know, we got one of the top 5 safeties in the NFL. But our linebacker core ain't shit. That is how I see it. And we got one of the top 3 defensive ends in the entire NFL. But guess what? Our linebacker core still ain't shit. And that's why we was suffering last year on defense. You know? And particularly in the running game, our run defense was trash. Especially in the first half of the season. They let AP, I know AP killed everybody, but they let him just run all over our ass like it was nothing. Now I'm gonna tell you this: the best defenses in the NFL at least have some quality linebackers. They at least have some respectable linebackers on their team. You know what I'm saying? Say like the Carolina Panthers, they got Shaq Thompson, they got Luke Kuechly, and they got Thomas Davis. Luke Kuechly probably the best in my opinion, the best linebacker in the NFL. Okay, you look at another good defense, the Seattle Seahawks. They had KJ Wright. They had last season. They had Bruce Irvin. They had players of that nature. You know what I'm saying? They had them. Okay, the Vikings had one of the best defenses last season. Guess who they had though? They had Chad Greenway, Eric Kendricks, and Anthony Barr. Which realistically was the reason why their defense the way it was, because of their linebacking core. You get it? You get it, Lions? Do you get it? Do you understand? So, trading DeAndre Levy will make sense. Get more draft picks, and you can get more linebackers. Real linebackers, not no special teamer trying to make it on a team type of linebacker. We need some quality starters in here. We need some stars. We need some better linebacker play, man, for real. The front four can't do it by themselves, man. The linebackers gotta step up, man, seriously. And I don't see it happening. Now I'm not saying this team's gonna be completely shit. That's not what I'm saying. Cause I don't think we're gonna be completely shit. But the linebacker core is fucking weak. Fucking trash as fuck. Then you got the New York Giants. They got one of the worst linebackers in the NFL. Why do you think their defense haven't been good at it lately? Because of their linebacker play. The Cowboys. Sean Lee okay, but their defense not the greatest. Okay? I mean, seriously. Just think about that. Oh yeah, another good linebacking core. The Cincinnati Bengals. They got Ray Mayaluga. They got Martez Burfict. The fuck? They got some linebackers. They got a decent linebacker core. And the other guy, I forgot his name though. Oh, it's not coming to my mind right now. They got a good linebacking core. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I know they don't have the greatest defense in the world, but their defense is getting better. And they got Ryan Shazier. They got players like that. Timmons. They got some linebackers. We don't have shit. We got Levy and that's it. That's it, dog. But yeah, man, trade DeAndre Levy. Pick up some more draft picks, man. Cause this linebacker core made me want to hit my head against the fucking cemented ground and shit. They want me to. I swear, this linebacker core made me want to hit my head in my window of my car. This linebacker core is that fucking horrible. I'm sorry. Kyle Van Noy ain't shit. He ain't doing shit. And I'm tired of hearing the hype about this bullshit. John Bostic, what the fuck is a John Bostic? Special teamer that bounced around the league. Josh Bonds, he was Baltimore. He was part of the Baltimore Ravens. He wasn't even a starter on the Baltimore Ravens before he came to the Lions. He wasn't even a starter. He was a rotational player. And like what the fuck we got? What the fuck we got at the linebacker position, man? But man, if we want to build this defense up, fuck the offense. We need to build this defense up. We need a defense in the running game if we gonna make a run. I love Stafford, but we gotta get that shit together, man. We gotta get this shit together. If we want to build this defense from top to bottom, that's what the fuck we gotta do. But yeah, man, that's it in my video, man. I went on longer than I wanted to. Oh yeah, I seen your video, LB, and you and Chase linking up together. But yeah, man, we gotta link up one day together, dog, for real, all of us. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. This linebacker core drive me up a fucking wall. They want to make me smash my head into my own car window. It's pissing me off. The linebacker core sucks, and that's pretty much all I gotta say, man. But I think this team gonna still be decent, but the linebacker core drives me fucking nuts, and that's gonna be the weakness in our defense. But yeah, man, that's it, man. I'm done. Peace.